passionate about bringing together market demands with product innovation to accelerate customer value. As general manager of Paymode-X, he is responsible for driving the connection of product, operations, and sales to deliver solutions that help businesses to pay and get paid. Tom has more than 15 years of experience in the cybersecurity industry across general management, product, and sales leadership roles. Most recently, Tom was general manager of the network segmentation business at Forescout Technologies, a network security company, helping to lead the product organization's strategy and execution. Please join me in welcoming Tom to the stage.
Thanks for the introduction. This is Tom Dolan, the general manager at Paymode-X with Bottomline Technologies. Appreciate everybody's time today. A little bit about Bottomline Technologies. We've been in business for over 30 years in the payments business specifically. We operate in over 92 different countries across 10,000 different corporations, and over 1,200 banking institutions use our software to transport payments, including 7 of the U.S. largest retail banks in the U.S. When we talk about 2020 and the year of COVID and what that meant to the real estate vertical, saying that real estate was shook to its foundations is probably an understatement. We all understand what that meant as far as office buildings, commercial real estate, as well as the changing in the homeowner dynamic from a retail perspective. Not specific to real estate vertical, but Ardent Partners had done a survey, and 63% of organizations had noted their business as extraordinarily or significantly impacted by the events of 2020. So what did that mean from a payments perspective? Specifically to real estate, a lot of paper processes and manual processes were interrupted, as well as check print processes by the work from home environment. Real estate often has, multiple funding accounts for different property management accounts, as well as dual signing of checks requirements. And so not everybody being in the office really impacted, I think, real estate more than others. And I know at Paymode, we saw an acceleration in real estate organizations adopting AP automation solutions. So let's talk about why real estate is ripe for disruption. The first is on the right-hand side of the screen, 65 to 75% of payments are still made via check in real estate. Certainly the disruption in the work environment that we talked about in 2020, I think revealed a lot of the weaknesses in those systems and that process. This really has turned into a ripe opportunity to springboard into a better tomorrow with an AP automation solution. So what are 6 ways that Paymode can help you in supercharging your real estate business with your payment operations? First is through efficiency and driving efficiencies in those processes. Of course, mitigating fraud. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. Generating financial opportunity, setting yourself up with a foundation for growth, strengthening relationships with your vendors, and then providing better insights. And so we'll talk about each of these in the subsequent slides. Let's talk about the efficiency revolution, which oftentimes is the primary driver that customers are looking for in an AP automation solution. Anything that involves paper processes, email, multiple people, often is ripe for digital transformation. 3 out of 4 of the Paymode customers are reporting that they're reducing their total processing time upwards of 25%. We'll talk a little bit more about what that can mean, to the organization. But this improvement in the process is driven largely by software, but also by outsourcing the manual processes and managing those vendor accounts. For example, with an organization like Paymode, is able to reduce the effect on your organization and set you up for a better foundation for growth. So I mentioned mitigating the risk of payment fraud. Payment fraud has been increasing year over year, specifically, when we talk about email-based fraud, and what that can mean for each organization's. Paymode has taken a different approach than everybody else. We're not securing individual payments perspective. We're not securing individual payments per se, but more enabling payments over a secure payment network. So it's a very different approach. And in fact, 92% of our customers report that they believe that we do payment fraud prevention and authentication of our vendors better than the competition. And the number one way we do that is, of course, authenticating vendors as we're bringing them onto the network, but then continually monitoring them with the best technology in class on a regular basis. And that's what's enabled us to go over 3 years with $250 billion in digital payments every year so far without a fraudulent payment. Oftentimes you can take a ROI based approach to some of these digital transformation programs and AP automation programs. Those are based, one, in the efficiency that we talked about and how we can drive down processing costs, processing time, and manual effort. They can also be in the ability to capture early pay discounts or avoiding late payment fees. But last, the ability to earn rebates with different virtual programs. And so, speaking to the capabilities that we drive with our customers, 6 out of 10 of our customers are able to capture over 50% more early payment discounts while avoiding over 50% fewer late fee penalties. And I would say that our setup from a real estate perspective is really best in class when it comes to driving rebates and turning your payments into a profit center. We have I would say, largest vendor base specific to real estate, relative to any of our competition, as well as our product offering, not only virtual card driving rebates, but the largest ACH premium network in the industry, which really helps set us aside from the competition in our ability to drive improved financial outcomes from your AP automation. Number 4, better insights. When we talk about visibility, it really is about everybody in the life cycle of the payment. And so first and foremost, leveraging our invoice to pay solution gives our organization and customers internal visibility to the process and invoice approval and that workflow, as well as the payment approval and payment outcomes. So the teams that are approving the invoices, are able to view where those payments are, and the teams that are approving the payments are able to view where those invoices are, to be able to make better decisions. But most importantly, the vendors are able to see what the status of their invoice approval is during that process. This visibility largely enables you to improve the relationship with your vendors, negotiate better rates, and make payments faster. So when you're strengthening the relationship of your vendors, especially in a vendor paid model, it's really important that they are getting value as part of that. Oftentimes, like we talked about, in improving the processes in automating payments, you're able to make your payments faster. You're able to negotiate better terms with those vendors and improve the reliability of those payments versus the paper check. And so on the vendor side, they are receiving a digital payment, oftentimes straight through to their bank account, delivered automatically with rich remittance information. It's much easier for them to choose how they are paid and to get paid on time, and lowers the effort in processing that payment on their side as well. So if proof is in the pudding, 58% of our customers say they improve their vendor relationships as a direct result of using Paymode-X. So if your processes internally in your back office aren't able to keep up with the business today and keep up with the changing work dynamics that we have today, it's going to be an inhibitor to growth. And that's the last thing that anybody wants in their business. By outsourcing these processes to a Paymode-X, you are enabling your business to scale. And we really do represent scale. As I mentioned earlier, $250 billion in payments, digital payments, are securely made on our network every year. We are the choice product and platform for 7 of the largest retail banks, treasury operations in the US. So we truly enable and represent scale when it comes to AP automation. So don't take my word for it. Here's a customer example. This is Talman. They are one of our customers within the real estate vertical. Their challenges were not unique in that they had a lot of paper-based invoices with manual processes. They had, a large portion of their payments they were making via check. By joining Paymode and taking advantage of our invoice to pay solution, they were able to, turn many of those payments into digital payments, I would say very quickly. The results are they have reduced greatly their processing time and enabled their AP to take to focus on more value-added activities. They have greatly reduced their fraud and fraud risk, within their payment process. And they provided great visibility and improved their vendor relationships. So this is one of the many real estate customers that we have. We take great pride in customer delight. It's a core focus of ours here at Paymode and Bottomline. So that wraps up my presentation today. Thank you again, everyone, for the time. My name is Tom Dolan. I represent Paymode-X, and we can help you get there. Thank you.
What a great session. Thank you, Tom. That's it for today's general session. We're going to go straight into our tracks. We have 4 tracks today: prop tech, finance and deal making, operations technology, and our innovation stage, where we'll be taking a deep dive into industry trends. All tracks have world-class speakers, so you can't go wrong. Enjoy.